Hey guys, welcome back. Let's jump into the Disc Golf Valley Player Store, Week 6, starting off with Frozen Valley. My biggest concerns here are Frozen Valley 3 and 4. There's the risk for anything from eagle to par is in play. Here I'm just going to take that glide roll rive out to the right, let that fly in. Oh, get it. No ace, but that's okay. I really wasn't expecting an ace there. Just trying to get down here by the basket. Get that birdie in. All right. I'm feeling the nerves this week for some reason. I think it's coming down to the wire a little over halfway through. Starting to think a lot more about the prizes, which I really shouldn't be thinking about the prizes. I should thinking about 1 week at a time, get into the top 50. Top 50 has got to be the main goal each week. As I've been shooting for top 50 so far, it's worked out and got me, I think, 5th, maybe 4th right now overall. So let's say get this underneath that tree. Good, got under that okay. That was a little concerning, but I'm trying not to think too much and just play just how I would normally play in a multiplayer or other match that doesn't have such high stakes to it. Now, if I do my normal play, I'm more likely to play better. What I want to do is stop and pause when there is decision time for a potentially big stroke swing, like Frozen Valley 3 here. Let's see what this wind is going to be. We have a 1 wind, so I'm going to go for the eagle. Take the paradigm right on there and give me a straight pullback. This is looking good. Miss that rock on the shore. That shore rock will kick me OB very quickly, and it does miss that. So I'm here to get probably about 100 foot or so throw in. 100 feet, slightly downhill. I'm going to throw it that 80. Breathe for a sec. Get the wobble and get it in there for that eagle. All right. That feels good, that 1 eagle there. Let's go to Frozen Valley 4. Another 1 wind. I'm going to take Aaron Christensen's line down here and make sure I give it plenty of hyzer to get in there. I think this is looking good. Let's see where that skids up. Just don't jump OB after something silly. Wonderful to be right there. This takes a lot of stress off me for the rest of the round. Frankly, I was most worried about those 2 holes for this entire event this week. So getting eagle feels great there. Hole 5, this wind, I have no expectations of getting an eagle there. I don't remember looking at the leaderboard if anybody did, but I'm not even worried about trying to line that angle up. It's going to get out here somewhere. I'll give it a soft bid in there for it because it actually turned out to be a pretty good drive. But this 200 feet, 3 wind, over the hill, yeah, not really expected much. Let's see if it gets somewhat close. Nope, it's there under the basket to get the birdie. Smart thing there is probably not to give it a bid at all and just end up close to it. There we go, taking that birdie. I'm not sure if anybody got that eagle. Wonder, I'll be curious to see. Frozen Valley 6, take their roll musket down low, let the wind push it out there, and then it's just a matter of making that throw in. Ooh, it feels silly. I'm feeling kind of the nerves right now, which, I mean, honestly, it's when it comes down to it, it's a video game, so I shouldn't feel this kind of nerve and stress for a video game, but it's what it is. I'm taking it seriously now. I wasn't taking it so seriously in week 1. I regret that with the Sunshine Glade 5 par that I took. That's a bummer, but that par, instead of even just taking the safe birdie, would have been way better there. Save 1 stroke and makes a big difference overall, and there's just a few stroke separation between each placement. But it is what it is. Frozen Valley 7, got that one. Frozen Valley 8, a fairly simple wind. Get it over there to the far side, just miss that rock. Did miss that rock, so we're here to hopefully just tap in for this birdie. There we go. Frozen Valley 9, let's see what this is going to do. Just don't want to end up with the par here. If we don't end up with par, we're doing well. Got a 1 win, so I'm going to get up here on the hillside and about a disc of hyzer. This might have a chance to get down that hill. That'd be a lot of fun to end up with this eagle, but it's probably going to dead skip or hit something. It tends to happen here. There's a little kiss. Might have an outside chance look. No, after that roll, there's not going to be a look for eagle. That's okay. I'm just going to get down here, take the birdie. Let's get that up and over. Great. Oh, wow, that was actually pretty close. That was fun. Up and over, though, getting this birdie. Finishing Frozen Valley at minus 12. Is that what it is? Minus 11, and the 2 bonus stroke is right. That feels pretty good for that round. So there's Frozen Valley down. That feels great. I'm going to pause a second, breathe. And I'm back going into Crow's Nest. Just a second there to breathe and calm the nerves a little bit. Crow's Nest 1, not messing around with anything, especially with that wind. Just get under this bridge with the warship, throw it up here for the Crow's Nest 1 birdie. I think 3 and 4 are the ones where I'm seeing most people getting the eagles. So 4, I'm imagining a pretty reasonable wind going over the top, and I'm probably going to roll that with the musket. This, I've been playing around with running this one in multiplayer using the river, but just it isn't as safe. I mean, it's safe enough to do in an event play like this. I have a good chance of hitting the basket, but also if I miss the basket, there's a good chance of going OB if I try to run that with the river. So that's not going to be happening here. Crow's Nest 3 should be able to get around this corner okay. No, I don't usually adjust the aim. Don't do something different for an event. And give this enough hyzer. That might just going to scare the basket. Not scare the basket, but as long as this stays safe and doesn't do something silly, we are here for this nice looking eagle. That's feeling good. Going, excuse me, going mistake free so far. That's nice. What is this wind? A 1 wind over the top. I'm going to take that accurate musket, line up this aim point, and just barely touch the Wi-Fi band. Should get me rolling over the top there, okay? And stop on those far rocks. Yes. Another one, potential hole for big scores. Just trying to get stuff out of my view for this putt. There you go. Potential one for good scores, or big score separation. Just people trying to go over the top and missing, like I did in the last week of Global League, actually. Here's the accurate roll musket. I'm going to give it just a little bit of Anheuser, just to be a little bit safer than I typically would be. I want to be out there towards the right, not end up in those trees there. This should slow down and stop me. Is this putting range or throwing range? Putting range. Oh, whoa, didn't take. Okay, there we go. Did the putting motion, but didn't quite grab the disc. Let's move to Crow's Nest 6. Crow's Nest 6, and slide right, get up here in the cloud. Give it that the hyzer and take just a little bit of power off. This would be cool to get this ace in the event, but I've got like a 1 time ever before. Get it! Oh! That was so close. Oh, that would have been a fun bonus stroke to grab. But, oh! It looked like the basket was going to spit that right back out. Okay, that hole 6 brought a lot more excitement than it needed to. Hole 7, with this 2 win, the Sapphire should get there okay. Get it out here around this, stop up top, a good stop, and we're able to hopefully just tap in this birdie. Nice. Moving on to Crow's Nest 8. It's a matter of getting the cave for me, and there's going to be the bonus stroke possibility on 9, but I'm not keeping a lot of hopes up. I'm very happy with a birdie on 9 if I can get that, and just keep at least the bogey free, or so far I think the par free round going. Let's move to 9, get out to this left landing zone with the accurate roll musket. Give that a little bit of hyzer just so I don't potentially leak off left. I'd rather have a look rather than my preferred look of being 180, 190. So I'm going to take the river. It's right in the middle of that second Wi-Fi band. And let's see if we can sink this one. Stay. Nope. I'm not really quite sure where to aim that yet. Something I'm still working on figuring out. But we got that birdie. And we're looking clean through the first 2 rounds. That's feeling pretty good. We have a minus 11 and a minus 12. Next one we're going to be into is Northern Breeze. All right, let's hit Northern Breeze and try to stay clean through there. excuse me, some tough winds can make Northern Breeze rough, but if we don't have any crazy winds, it should be pretty okay. Get the harp down here to roll up onto this island or slide up onto this island right there next to the basket. That's a good solid start. Moving on to Northern Breeze 2. Oh, I should have been more ready for this one coming in. It's the hope. Get down low here. Make sure I give it enough anhyzer. I never quite give it enough to get over there. This is a weird look, but I think I do have a look for this putt. I don't like this downhill putt. This is pretty scary, especially with the OB right behind it. Let's see if I can save this. Okay, whew. I was able to get that one. That's a scary putt. Once you're aiming up or down and rotating the world, yeah, some things can happen with the disc hyzering out or anhyzering early. This is leaking a little bit to the left. Let's see if I can get up here for a good look, adding about 10 feet to this throw in. But with that 2 wind, so I think I'm going to throw this 70 power to get up there. A little closer to 80. Felt a little further downhill once I started looking at it. Feeling solid. Frozen Valley 4. I think I'm going with the Sapphire for this line. Aim down here to the left. Give it about a half disc of hyzer. Come on, sneak through here, please. Sneak through to give me a look. Oh, no. Oh, I think it's going to be the no look area. Let's see. Is there anything? Let's see if this can sneak through there. I really don't know if it's going to be able to sneak through. Let's find out. Now, I don't know if I got some foliage or what. If you guys saw my practice round, this is one that I feel like I used to have down, but just having some trouble lately. That's okay. I took 1 par. We can deal with 1 par. Frozen Valley 5. Let's get up this hillside and get a look in there at this basket. Hopefully through the trees okay. Missed that last tree. Good. Able to get up here to get what should be this birdie. Aim that down a little bit to reduce that chance of a spit out. Alrighty. Did I just say Frozen Valley? I think I'm just saying Frozen Valley. Northern Breeze now. Northern Breeze 6. This is normally an ace run, but I kind of just want to make sure I get there right now. Ace would be cool, but getting there and not going OB by hyzering out early is plenty cool as well for me. Get that in for this birdie. Moving on to Frozen Valley 7. I'm going to take the low Sapphire line, yeah, especially this tough wind. Let's get the Sapphire through this gap. Hopefully miss this tree and miss that tree. Great looking spot. I'm happy to be here. That wind is pushing this far. It's good to try and hyzer it out, so I got to make sure I give this plenty of anhyzer on this paradigm to get up and over there, and then skip down. Okay, hopefully would have been nice to be a little bit closer to the basket, miss that last tree, but here at 73 feet, a little bit downhill, throw it about 50 to get in there to take that birdie. Nice. I'm going to thank Reese for that line. Switch it up, going to Sapphire off the tee. I like that a lot. With this 1 wind, it's going to be the accurate roll Sapphire. Out to the right side here. Should be able to get up here, slow down to have a nice downhill look at the basket. 51 feet going down this hill. I'm going to throw that about 30. Slip it right over the top of the rim there. Alrighty. Moving on to hole 9. Hole 9 has a big wind. Okay. Let's see. This is going to be roll Sapphire instead of glide. Slide right there. And I think I need to add some anhyzer to this rather than the hyzer I usually do. And it's looking good up the middle. Let's see if it stops. Use the roll function to stop. Yes. It was able to roll to the stop and get down here to take that final birdie on Northern Breeze. Northern Breeze -8. Not bad. I knew 4 was giving me some trouble. I think we're feeling pretty good so far. There's a couple bonus strokes on Frozen Valley, and this 1 stroke drop so far is feeling pretty good about this event. I'm not even sure what the top score is at right now. So I did pause and look at the scores. I'm at -31 right now, and minus 40 is the top of the leaderboard while I'm currently playing with Scout and Big Tuna up there. What that tells me is that I don't need to get unnecessarily risky. If a minus 9 gets me to tied at the top of the leaderboard, I'd be very happy with that. I know it's not what I do in the practice round because I think it's really unnecessarily complicated. It's just something I'm more familiar with than in the big Anheuser to that Sapphire. It gets me a little bit closer, but it's definitely not the more consistent play that I showed in the practice round. And get the birdie there to start it out. Going around the right certainly works, just something a newer one to me. This 3 wins, so I'm going to go roll Sapphire. I don't know why I gave that Anheuser, but it worked out. And it gets up here for, nice, a tap-in birdie. I guess Anheuser was the right thing to do. Got to trust that instinct when it's taken over for me. Hole 3, we are going to be laying this up. Take a little bit off for that 2 win that's pushing me. Let's see if I can get right up to the drop zone. Let's stop, please. Thank you. Glad that I did take a little bit off. I'm going to slide right, get up above this tree. Let's see, that wind is going to turn this a bit more than normal. See if this gets a good look there. If this gets a good skip, I might have a good shot at that eagle. It's a little shorter than I would have liked. I might get a tree branch on the way up there, but I'm going to ignore the tree branch and just going to go for that 100 feet at about 20 and that 2 wind. Let's go with that 100 feet of power. Nice. Snagging that eagle. So now I have some strokes to work with as well because I only need a minus 9 to tie the top right now. This is a rough wind. I'm going to go up to the Sapphire to get a little bit more distance out there with that headwind to get to my more normal landing zone, which is about here. And this next one with this headwind again, I'm going to go not quite as high as I normally do, take the Sapphire out here. Kind of wish this would be a little bit closer so I don't have as tough a throw in here, but should be able to get this still. 85 with a 3 headwind, throw this about 50-ish. There we go, that's going to drop in nicely. Moving on to Ikigai Springs 5. It's a matter of getting through this Mando. Can be a little bit tougher with this wind, so I'm going to keep it aimed here to the left and get that pull back. Come on, get through the Mando. Get through the Mando and stay safe. Okay, that was tricky, but through the Mando and safe should mean the worst case scenario here is par, but we can even get that birdie. Nice, that was a nice little save there. Moving on to Iky Springs 6. A nice wind makes this even nicer. Forehand, accurate glide Sapphire down to the left here and get it right through this. I think it's a cherry tree. I know I've called it a cherry tree before, but get it through that cherry tree to slide up here by the island. Wonderful. Get that into the basket for our birdie again. Moving to hole 7. Hopefully not a hard wind here. This 2 wind is very helpful. Gonna make sure I get around this corner. That tailwind is gonna help that hyzer out earlier, so I hopefully don't end up stuck behind the giant rock that I'm headed for right now. Okay. And okay, a little bit of trickiness here. I like to be a bit further up there. See what the wind is doing. The wind is pushing me. So I'm going to still take this low with the glide skip drive. I'm okay if I end up kind of in those trees deeper. It's nicer to be in this fairway like I was able to hit, but definitely err on the side of going in the trees versus erring on the side of falling short into the water. Adding 100 feet to this is my glide Sapphire, which lands at about 400 on flat ground. So at 302, I'm going to throw with the 400-foot disc to get up here for this birdie. Iky Springs 8, this is the next big stroke swing potential. But with the 1 wind, I'm not so worried about this. Let's aim down low behind those rocks and get the straight pullback with the accurate glide Sapphire. This should jump up here nicely. Slide down, make this nice and stress-free would be wonderful. Thank you. 50 feet, throw that a little bit downhill. Pop it into the basket there. So looking pretty solid so far. We got minus 10. Let's see if we can just close this out with a birdie. I'm going to take the light glide paradigm, make sure I add enough hyzer to it so that I'm not ending up in those rocks on the right. Get here over this water, wonderful. I don't like to be next to this rock, but it's not that big of a deal. We get there enough that we just deal with it. Take some power or some distance off this, so it's going to go warship, which will land usually lands about 300 after sliding. Just want to make sure I'm not sliding off the backside there. And then I'm going to go ahead and raise this up just a little bit for this raised basket and toss that in there for the final birdie. And with a goal of -9, I got -11, which I think puts me on top of the leaderboard. Feels nice and look right now, that's -42, being in first place so far. So I'll be watching through the weekend and not bothering with the rerolls. I just took the disc there and moved on with it. So I ended up at -42. Here's the final scorecard. Hope you enjoyed watching. Hope you were able to stay bogey free.